couldn't sing like this, not in a million years. Gosh, it's incredible, powerful, sensitive. Gee, I'm so masculine. Gosh, I'm magnificent. I am an artist. I am in opera. You'll never know. I'm from the Midwest. Oh, from the Midwest. Oh, from the Midwest. Born on a dairy farm, I was a Lutheran. Got up at 6 a.m., believed I was born in sin. We Scandinavians work like dogs day and night. Now I'm Italian, I sing and get the girls. I dyed my hair black, I drink Sorbet, I got away from the Midwest. Oh, from the Midwest. Oh, from the Midwest.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, wait, I got this. GM, right, Mrs. Pixel?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're so kinky now. Woo, look at
I'm
you.
getting there. Yeah, I went in Doodle Space yesterday, and I just love the energy of that GM, and like GM. So good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, or good night, wherever you are in the world. And if you're in the U.S., it is Halloween. Happy Halloween! It is Halloween, in many places around the world. But just so I get this out there, this is my Halloween costume, is what my shirt says. Just that's my level of commitment for today.
Very low stakes.
Right, low stakes practice, right? So my name is Dan Roeder, and I am a composer, performer, and educator. And you have stumbled upon or intentionally found the How Can I Keep From Singing Challenge. We are on day 18, and I am joined here by Mrs. Pixel right here, my co-pilot, and I keep renaming you, co-founder of the How Can I Keep From Singing Challenge. Yeah, I mean, upgrading. There we go. But that's what the name of this challenge is. We're all about upgrading and low stakes practice, moving into development. So the first part of the challenge, we were studying the Bartinia fundamentals of human development and bringing our full body into singing with us. We're going to do just a little warm up, kind of reviewing those. But now on the second half, this downhill slope of this challenge, we're studying Laban movement analysis and how that can affect our character and what we can emotionally bring to a piece of music. And all through, we are doing vocal warm-ups, we are doing breathing warm-ups, and we are studying literature. So Mrs. Pixel, if you want to just kind of introduce a little bit about yourself and the pairs, we can get this party started.
Hello, good morning. I am Miss Pixel from Pearcoin.xyz. We are a meme coin on Solana. You can support us by downloading our favorite single for 69 cents, available on all music platforms, the very song that we are going to be breaking down throughout this challenge.
That's true. Well, I just want to say, and here's a surprise, is I am not only are we going to be working on this, I'm going to show you how to download it and get right into BandLab and do all the things that we're going to do together. So yes, excited for that. Anything else you want to share before we get started, Mrs. Pixel?
I just wanted to say, I didn't know you could sing like that, Dan.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I already forgot what we
started. You messed with my brain there. We're gonna have to have a discussion about this later.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was so it's a song that is very much my story too, because I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in Minnesota, and I actually got to meet Garrison Keillor, which was really cool. He came to Gustavus. I think it was my junior year in the Nobel Conference, which they just did the Nobel Conference this year, earlier this month, and it was just amazing to see this radio production that had the whole set, like it was the whole Lake Wobegon, house that they were doing this show from, and all the actors and the voice actors, and it was an incredible experience. And that particular song, that is Verdi. Verdi wrote that, and it's from Rigoletto, I believe. And those aren't the original words, just so you know. Those are words by Garrison Keillor. Oh, yes, that's not how the Italian translates. But yes, those were words by Garrison Keillor himself, and that was a parody song. What else about parody? Do you know anything else about parody? Is there anything that goes on a weekly basis that has parody, Mrs. Pixel?
Little karaoke and parody. I'm thinking karaoke every Sunday at 5 Central Standard Time.
Yeah, and so
that's
so fun. I've been there now 2 weeks. Yeah, it's so fun.
Best performance, worst performance. Just saying.
Yep. I love the toilet sound effect that you guys have, like for the worst performance. And you think like it's kind of like I don't want to put myself out there and get bullied by people. No, it's in love, it's in fun, it's in parody, and it's in jest.
And to be honest, the feedback we've gotten from everybody is way more excited about the bomber than the top performer. So, I mean, everybody loves a bomber. If you've been to karaoke, nothing gets it going like the worst singer, and they end up being the most popular guy at the party.
Well, I think that's an important thing to pull apart a little bit, because that's something, singing is very personal. And I want to just kind of put up on the screen, here's how you can join us in this challenge. It's still going on. We're on day 18, but today can be your day 1. And you can go to the QR code that is on the screen. I'm also going to put in chat and show it. If you go to nas.io/keep singing, that's what everybody should do, is just keep singing, because we can't keep from it. And you can join us in the challenge. Now, today is going to be a very important thing, because we're going to show some things in BandLab for education, that the only way to get into this BandLab classroom and do what we're doing is to join us in the challenge. And I'm not doing that as like a neener or like wagging a carrot in front of you to be like, come and get into the community. It is a free challenge. So that's like low or no stakes. And you can pay what you want. There's a suggested price for it, but if you put in 0, no hard feelings at all. I would much rather have you in the community doing this challenge with us, because you are what brings the value to this community. You can also, just if you are seeing this, you can join us in chat as well, and we can feature you. You can also join us in the studio if you want, sometime in the next 12 days, and we can listen to you live, or just kind of shoot the breeze. But we're all about building this community of people that sing and want to sing, and people that just increase the net joy of the planet by singing and by vocal music. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Mrs. Pixel mentioned that we're going to be working on this Trials of a Pair. Do you want to tell us just a little bit about the history of that, and then where we're going with it, Mrs. Pixel?
Yes.
While I'm getting BandLab up.
Is our song created right at the beginning of our launch of Pearcoin, and it's something that we had published and available to purchase right before our launch hitched off, and it provides a little bit of rev share for NFT holders in the community. And overall, I mean, it is an AI track that's in the key of blues, and we have had nothing but really wonderful feedback on just the originality of this track, and the way that it appeals to such a broad audience. We feel that it's been a really big success for us. So we're very passionate about the song. We have grown an emotional attachment to the song.
That and well, good thing we're talking about emotions because that's what Laban brings into this. This isn't going to be a very Laban heavy day, but it is going to be a day where we're just doing more of the technical things, and then we'll get to the warm ups and the breathing. Um, however, I do want to kind of take a trip down memory road and buy a song on iTunes. 'Cause back in the day when I was doing a lot of like theatrical sound design, iTunes was just right there on my computer. And now this morning, I even like kind of before we started the live stream, I walked through the steps to get back into the iTunes store because I couldn't remember how to do it. So here it is, and I'm gonna search for Trials of a Pair. And what you can do is, and so here's the reason. Here's the why. What we're going to do is we're going to put this song into BandLab. It's a digital audio workstation, and we determined 2 days ago, I think, that the best key for Mrs. Pixel's voice is going to be in G minor. The song is in E minor, so it's actually going to be lower for her voice. And that is within the challenge. There's all these checkpoints, and I think checkpoint number 4 is find your key. It might even be checkpoint number 2. You have to find, no, it's like 3 or 4. You have to find a place to play and to just kind of do that low stakes practice. That's checkpoint 1. Then you got to find a song, and you're just going to find a song that is low stakes. Either it's super easy for you and you can just be like, I know this song so well, or it's like so out of your range that it makes you laugh and you're like, I don't care. This is low stakes. Either way is fine. And then you have to find your key. So that is a really important step that a lot of vocalists or people who are maybe doing karaoke, they know it's a thing. Like and some like a karaoke DJ or MC might say, all right, what key do you want, low or high? And you're just like, the normal one. I don't know. And so I just want to say, this is why we do the low stakes practice. It is important to have ownership of your voice and have that agency of singing, because as we learn in the first half of this program, we can bring our full body into the song and amazing things can happen. And now if we bring our full mind into the song, amazing things will happen. And music is how we can connect. So that's why it's just really important to do all the steps to find the best optimal track for you to sing with, whether that is you playing piano or guitar live, or that it is actually playing a track and investigating what's the best key for your voice, that kind of thing. So we're going to go through all the steps of this with this song. And actually, Mrs. Pixel is going to go a little extra because this is, we're just an interesting time where we're having these conversations about AI music, and there's a lot of feelings and emotions around AI music, AI film, AI in general. And I like to, first of all, the way I treat the acronym AI is with low stakes practice. I just ask myself, I wonder, what does AI mean today? Does it mean artificial intelligence, or does it mean augmented interaction, or does it mean absolutely incredible, or does it mean asinine investigation? What does it mean? Like there's no reason to be investigating this. So
No.
I think asking questions, saying, I wonder what this would be like if I arranged the song. And that's taking that agency and saying, all right, I'm going to partner with the robot, partner with the computer, partner with the AI, and together we're going to create something awesome. And that's the tools that we're learning today. So I found Trials of a Pair. It's right here. Wow, $17.99 for Grimes on the Beach. Oh, go Benjamin Britten. I'm glad I just got the single as I was practicing this. That's expensive. Okay, so Trials of a Pair. Here we go. I'm gonna buy it because I'm a responsible musician and I want to make sure that I am getting the rights and royalties and PROs and all the things. So
a role model for humanity.
A role model, right? All right. So what is my password? Just kidding. All right, so it is downloading, and then I'm on a Mac. So if I go to the recently added, it's going to be right there. And look, you can see Grimes on the Beach, this single track that I really did want to make sure this went well. So I practiced for you. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to drag Trials of the Pair onto my desktop. And then stop sharing. So you stop judging me for my purchase of Benjamin Britten's. Just kidding.
Yeah,
yeah. Just let's do that.
we're just gonna go with it.
We're just gonna go with
Right
it.
into it, and there's no turning back.
Nope,
This is the
none whatsoever. Yeah,
we get our
Stay with the
target
flow.
and we just go with it.
We go with it. Yeah. Now here's like the secret part. I suddenly ended up in the How Can I Keep from Singing BandLab class. If you would like to join us here, do you see Mrs. Pixels here? And so is Marcy. Yay! There's just 3 of us here right now. You know, we're not lonely. We're just, you know, we could use company. As you know, we're saying that would be great. So I just want to kind of walk through this a little bit, and how, you know, cool of an opportunity this is to be in a free challenge and to then have free access to a digital audio workstation that is also, you know, the bells and whistles are free. And then you can do things like changing the key of any song you want. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You purchase a karaoke track. You've got like you're saying, thank you, musicians, for creating this. And then you download it, and then you can actually modulate the key. And the cool thing about BandLab, I'm just going to brag on them for a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not being paid by them. I just kind of obsess about BandLab a little bit. And the algorithm that they have for changing the key has a really good fidelity, and you don't get a whole lot of artifacts and like those extra like wonky sounds, and it doesn't change the tempo. So that's what we were practicing earlier today too, just to make sure everything's still locked in there. But this means that we can change the key of the song, Trials of a Pair, from E minor, which it was generated in, to G minor, which we did some a couple days ago. We did in the chorus, which is where the highest notes are in that particular song. We did a range check and just found that, oh my gosh, this song would be so good for your voice in G minor. So we're going to actually start there. You know, then she'll have the track with the voice in it. The voice is going to sound funny. That's why I would just recommend getting a karaoke track, and then you be the voice. That's the whole point. But I did want to say in here, there's already one assignment where it's a playlist. First of all, as a resource, there's 37 different videos of how to use BandLab. You know, just all the basics of it to get you started. Shout out to David Gaskell for creating this resource. I don't know him, but I want to. And he goes really in depth in case you want to really learn how to use this DAW. It's here for you. And then this first assignment in BandLab is this is just an accompaniment to How Can I Keep from Singing. So I can open it in the studio, and then if you join this class as a student, then you would just say start assignment. And so what's cool is if you can like record a couple things. When you really like it, you can send it to me, and I can give you some feedback on it. I can send it back, give you some suggestions. So we can really, again, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, free challenge. You know, you can get some feedback. And again, you can also join us in the studio if you would like to come and sing and do some low stakes practice in public. But
Think
we're
of
going
all
to
the street cred you'll gain from this. I mean, it's a game changer. You start recreating your music and personalizing it. It's a whole different ball game.
Exactly. So let me just test. You can hear this. I didn't play yet.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna delete it because we didn't want that. We actually, I'll show you just like from the very beginning. This is what you will do, Mrs. Pixel. I didn't ask this ahead of time, but do you have access to the computer right now, or you can also just watch. It's fine. It sometimes helps to just do this along with us, but if that's if that's not immediately available, let's just go for.
Yeah, not at the mo. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's cool. So if you're following along at home, then this is just kind of how you get all of these things in here and ready to go. So I've got Trials of the Pair that we just walked through. All I'm going to do is drag and drop. For the longest time, didn't know what a dragon drop is. I thought it was like a falling dragon. And then
Right?
I just realized, oh, drag and drop. So it blew my mind. All right. So this is Trials of the Pair in the original key. And
Life has a carrying sweet.
so that actually it switched it to B minor. Yeah. So we're gonna switch it to E minor and then we'll adjust it. This should be the original key, hopefully. Oh, that's like an octave higher original key. Oh, this is gonna sound funny.
Life has a carrying sweet.
It's the squirrel version.
Life as a parent, sweet. That's would be the original one. All right, so that's why I say this is just going to be a little silly. But notice how it didn't actually change the timing. That's the important thing. Is that we dragged it in, but it kept the original timing. So we're going to just go to G minor. And if you have any questions about picking that right key, then reach out. We can answer questions, how to find the right key for your voice, or you can go look at the video 2 days ago. We walked through the process. So I'm just going to say G minor. It's going to ask me, do I want to adjust it? I'm going to say yes. And then also, if you change the time, it defaults to 120 beats per minute. As long as you just drag in the track, it won't change anything about it. But then it all becomes relative. If we go higher, it's going to make the track faster. If we go lower, it's going to make it slower. And it's always going to ask every time if you want to adjust it, because sometimes you don't. But this time we do. So this is what I'm curious if it's going to go like the high G minor or the low. Let's stake your okay. Middle ground.
Life has a carrying sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, rolling with the season slow, feeling every wind that blows.
All right. So then
Bass.
what's that? Yeah, he kind of turned
Bass.
into this like I don't know what that. Yeah, that really husky kind of baritone sound. So that's a really interesting thing. When it modulates the voice, the algorithm is not great. But what it did do is make it in a key that's a bit more singable. So that's really kind of as far as I wanted to go. So the next step that we're gonna start tomorrow. What is today? Today's Thursday, right? Happy Halloween, everybody. Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna start making our own arrangement of this, and then kind of walk through what that looks like, and we'll be able to then take this voice out. So that goes everywhere from finding out what the actual beats per minute is, the actual tempo, the speed of the song, because we have to know that to be able to rebuild it. So this is a whole process of going from imitation to emulation to creation. Like that's what we're doing right now in BandLab. We're imitating this song that we really liked, Trials of the Pair, and then we're going to emulate it. Emulating is just kind of like imitation, but you're adding placemaking. You're making it your own place. You're kind of bringing the elements from your world and then adding it to it, and then analyzing the elements from the world of the song. That's this whole emulation process. And then finally creation, where we're creating our own track, and then we take off the training wheels. We get rid of the scaffolding, and we say, all right, this is my track now that I put it in G minor. I arranged it. I wanted to add a a dingle hopper and a snarl flat. So you get to
Soul in
choose
it.
the instrument. What's that?
Put the soul in it.
Put the
And
soul in it. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know why I came up with dingle hopper and snarl flat.
Where is your
What is that from? Oh, Little Mermaid. That's what it's from. Yeah, the dingle hopper and the snarl flat.
Yeah.
The snarl flat, I think, was the pipe that Scuttles blows, and it's like,
That's right.
yeah,
All coming
yeah.
back to me now.
Oh my goodness, it's all coming.
Ah, don't do
Celine
it.
Dion, if you would like to join us in the studio, we will give you some tips. All right, so enough of that. Let's put that academic side away for now, and we're gonna get back into our body and do some warm up and singing. And then I'd actually like to, Mrs. Pixel, once we get into the literature part of our time together, we'll go through Trials of the Pair in G minor and just kind of go the first verse and the chorus for today. And I do have the words, I believe, still here that I can put in for us and show them on the screen. All right, so thinking back to our Bartinia fundamentals, and if you're new here, welcome. We are starting as an amoeba. We in Bartinia fundamentals, we're starting with this very basic format of in and out. As we're breathing in, we expand, we take in all that air, and then as we breathe out, we contract and we condense. So we have this exercise X's and O's, where we get as big as we possibly can, and then we get as small as we possibly can. And we're just investigating that space. And imagine as you do this, your rib cage is doing that in all directions. We breathe out, we're breathing in, and our expanse goes out in front of us, to the sides, to the back. We've got this beautiful set of intercostal muscles around us that wrap us like an inner tube. And so let's just practice about 5 breaths where you're really expanding out as much as you can as you breathe in, and then you are expelling everything out and condensing into an O. All right, so here we go. X's. Here, I'm going to get this out of the way for now. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, so now the next pattern that we studied is the starfish. This is core distal. We're thinking of this big, I like to think of it as a big ball of blue energy right in the center of my my stomach, my thoracic cavity, and that it's kind of spinning forward and pulsating is how I imagine it. But however you can imagine that energy in your core, and then it kind of zooms out and it's fully connected. You trace that energy from your core all the way up your side to your shoulder, down your forearm, and then out your fingers. And then imagine something else where this is distal radiation. So we're radiating from the center, maybe up through our neck, it wraps around our neck and out through the top of our head. That's the head tail connection going straight up. And so just kind of explore all those different areas, starting from your core and then radiating out. And then one of the cool things to do is just investigate, what is it like to initiate with my finger? Like, what if my finger initiates it? How do I sequence through that movement and then feel that energy radiating back to my core? So we're just, taking this inner outer connection. And now we're thinking, I like to think of a zoom, like we're going from the core here, and then zoom out our finger, and then maybe zoom out our little toe, and then zoom out my head, zoom out my tailbone, and then just play with this. So we'll take about 30 seconds and just kind of do different core distal radiations. I'll get this out of the way again. And if you are a dancer, like I know, shout out Cordell if you ever see this, dancers have the most incredible core distal connection where you're really working through these sequences and following. And if it gets a little sticky, like say you initiate something with your finger and then it kind of turns your wrist and then it goes down your forearm and it's like, oh, I get lost on my elbow. Just pause a little bit and see if you can find that connection and then go all the way from your elbow to your shoulders and then back down to your core. So we really want this full body connectedness of head, tail, arm, leg, or however many of those you have. So from the core distal starfish, we go into this head tail connection, and it starts by mouthing. Our mouth actually like grows out of our spine as we are developing from our zygote self to our infant self. And so think of that, a very important head tail connection. And think of all the important things we have along that pathway. We've got our heart, our lungs, our esophagus, our trachea, our vocal cords are there. We have everything, above our mouth, our nose, our eyes, our ears, all of these things along this vertical connection, starting the head tail connection. That's how we interact with the world. So we're taking this inner outer that we started with, binary code, breathe in, breathe out, and now we can explore in space and dimension. Now we're exploring with intention, right? Along this mouthing, like the food has to go in and hopefully not back out, but the words go in and the words come out. That's just thinking of the baby bird is Bartiniev's kind of go-to is this baby bird self where you're just expecting like, hey world, I'm here, and then that turns into our head tail connection where we're really thinking of like the snake all the way along our spine, because our spine is naturally curved. And we want to think, instead of the phrase stand up straight or sit up straight, that usually causes tension. And as singers, we want to release the tension. So if you think of sit tall or stand tall, then imagine like that spine is continuing out the top of your head, like a long string that's attaching to the ceiling, and you can lift yourself up nice and tall and still keep that natural S curve in your spine, but you're creating space between your vertebrae. That's what we're imagining. And then same thing below. Actually, like on day 3 of this challenge, Mrs. Pixel taught me this concept of like the heavens and the earth, where we have those things pulling in opposite directions. And that's just a really cool connection where you're thinking, at the same time, we're connecting to the heavens and we're connecting to the ground. We're grounding ourselves. And that's going to help us be really, really tall. Along the head tail connection, I like to just kind of shake out after that. I knocked something over. That's okay. It gets messy sometimes, right? Life. So just
spoke that into the universe.
I lost my inner outer connection.
You spoke that right into the universe.
Didn't I? Yeah, I was shaking. Things got messy. But the reason I shake out is because a lot of times as singers, we get this shoulder tension, neck tension, jaw tension, sternum tension, just thinking if our sternum is kind of caving in a little bit. We want to think we're nice and out and round like a barrel. We're all barrel chested, right? and then tall. So we're round and tall. That is what we want to be thinking. And then we can start thinking about these body halves, these homolateral patterns that we can do either with our upper lower connection, where we've got our arms and legs in a similar and parallel pattern, or we're thinking our line of symmetry that goes up and down our head tail connection like a butterfly. This is a very popular, like the butterfly weight move. It's also, if you're doing the butterfly as a swimmer, I was a swimmer. So you have like this going on left to right, and then you have a pattern that like the dolphin kick with your legs. So there's a lot of interaction that's going on in these body halves. Your upper lower are doing two different things, but side to side is going to be symmetrical. So just kind of imagine like your butterfly self or your bird self, where you are testing out those different body halves where we're not crossing the midline. The final and most complex pattern that we get as humans and we go through is walking. We learn to stand tall, and then we learn to walk. That's a cross-lateral or contralateral connection where we're crossing the midline. And so we're thinking, back to that starfish self, but now we can bring in all this other connectivity, and we can cross the midline and do these really complex patterns where sometimes we are rotating our body, sometimes we're going across on a diagonal, but there's still going to be sequences that go through this work and connect us. And this is where it's really important. If you feel something, it's information, right? Like anytime that you're feeling maybe heat here, that's information that maybe we need to get more heat here. Maybe we need to support more. If you're getting a muscle that's sore, often that's going to be that something across on the other side of the body, following that body half connection, might need to be released. We're releasing tension, because if we release something on one side of the body, the other side of the body doesn't have to keep compensating for it. And I had a hip injury about 20 years ago when I was working at a lumber yard, and I was unloading semis like all day. Sometimes I was on a forklift, but a lot of times I just had to go pick up like exterior doors and like interior doors and cement, all sorts of things, and think of all these different body mechanics. And one day I just wasn't thinking about connecting with that door, because I learned this ergonomic way to safely get a door up like this and be able to carry it off a truck. And I messed up the rotation, and I torqued my hip, and I had to have actually years of ultrasound therapy and just chiropractic to release those tensions. And when I run, like that's the best way now that I can release the tension that I have from that injury, even like 20 years ago. So our body have these. Oh, yay, Jane's here. Hi, Jane. Good morning.
Jane.
Woo, Jane, we love you.
Oh,
Let's go. Yeah, and if anybody else ever wants to join us here in studio or in chat, we like to highlight our friends and everybody, So with that hip injury that I was talking about, the way we prevent that is through taking a moment and just thinking through and working through that sequence. What's going to be the most optimal and efficient way for me to move my body to meet this objective? And when the objective is singing, that's why we're focusing on all these connections. And we have to be able to first identify and discern where the stress is or where the tension is before we release it, right?
kind of like tuning.
Take
an
somebody
instrument.
else's kind of it's exactly like tuning an instrument. It's finding ooh
Novel idea.
this has got to be a thing. Body temperament. Like temperament is a thing, right? But if
Mhm.
we're talking about temperament on a piano, that's how that individual piano sounds best. It's how, the very particular frequencies resonate with each other in the overtone series. And in that environment, because we're dealing with different humidity, we're dealing with different temperatures. So that's a brilliant moment, Mrs. Pixel.
Thanks, intro observant. Oh.
Yeah, find your body temperament, and that's the whole work of
Trailing that energy through your different meridians throughout your body is going to get you more and more in sync with where your frequency really thrives, and you get that, release that we're all searching for.
I love that, Mrs. Pixel. Did you become AI? Because that was I'm just kidding. No, that was like
I don't know.
you started talking about like meridians, and I'm like, what? All right. This is the
Ancient
third time.
knowledge.
Yeah. Third time you become the teacher though, right? Like that's the best thing as coaches and teachers is to coach and teach yourself out of a job. So I would much rather, coach myself out of a job and see people succeed than, just kind of keep staying in the same rut, as we can, if we're, here's what I'm talking about. This is one of the major issues that some of us as singers have to get over, is saying I'm not a good singer, or I'm not a music person, or I'm not a musician, or whatever that is, whatever that limiting belief is. You can look at yourself in the mirror and just flip that around and see how it feels. And that's this whole Laban work. When you say, I am a musician, when you say, I am strong, I am connected, I am a dancer. That was my work, because I still struggle with that. But when I was in this Laban training and classes for like 3 years, that was what I thought, because I fell into it just out of curiosity. I wanted to answer the question, why do choreographers count everything 5, 6, 7, 8? It's a pretty innocuous, wondering question, right? And so I found this class, and it was called Collaborative Performance, and that led into this Laban and Bartiniev work. And then I found like all of these different answers, but the answers came from me. The answers didn't come from learning and applying the knowledge. It came from learning and applying the technique to release the knowledge. That's the flip. That's the turnaround, is that we all have the capacity for music, that we are just by nature musical creatures, because music is organized sound and silence. Whether you have lots of sound or lots of silence, it's part of music, right? So
I love that.
we just got really philosophical.
Really deep down this.
Yeah, we got real deep. And then yay, Jane's got some hearts.
Nice.
I love it. All right, so where did we end up? We ended up going through all these patterns. We have not sung yet. So let's
a little lost in the weeds, maybe, but
We-
bouncing back.
I don't know that we were lost, though. Not all who wander are lost.
But you know what? Sometimes it's good to just get lost a little bit, because then you start to find your way.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Let's turn this into a book. Come on. All right. So now we've done some moving, we've done some breathing. We should hopefully feel nice and connected. I certainly feel connected as a human species right now, Mrs. Pixel. I don't know about you, but let's do a little bit of breathing. Yep. Yeah. So, okay, feet shoulder width apart. Let's shake out our hands again, because we just took in all that existential knowledge.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So this is the trapdoor breath. I love coming back to this exercise, because every time I do it, I feel more and more connected. So imagine that your diaphragm is like a trapdoor. It's a gigantic, autonomic, really strong muscle right below our rib cage, about 2-3 fingers above our belly button, just to kind of picture where it is. And so our lungs are sacks of tissue. It's an organ, right? So it's just kind of our lungs are waiting there. And when our diaphragm goes down like a blanket, caving into gravity, it's creating this beautiful space for our lungs to open up and fill with air. And then it goes whoosh when we exhale. So we have the that's the mechanism. And very often we can breathe backwards. And it sometimes it comes from just a awareness sequence that needs to be filled in. Sometimes it can come from I know, especially for adolescents and teenagers, body dysmorphia, where we have this, like we're wanting to be as scarce as possible. Whatever it is, we kind of train ourselves sometimes to suck our gut in as we breathe in, and just try that and feel how weird that is if we're actually thinking about it. Do you feel the shoulder tension, the neck tension, the jaw tension, the abdominal tension? So we want to just remind ourselves that we are big, beautiful creatures with a giant inner tube of muscles all the way around us. And our trap door, when it opens, we're instantly filled. So that's what we're trying to get to. We have it's like a little tickle behind your nose, and we have that air just flood in like a vacuum, and then we breathe out. Okay, so we're gonna do this intentionally. Let's do 5, and you can either go with me, pace with me, or just at your own pace is fine too. So here we go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have my hands up here so you can see what's going on, but you should have your hands right at your diaphragm level. It's gonna be right under your rib cage, a few fingers up from your belly button. And then try and breathe in through your nose. All right, so you can keep breathing a few more times just while I want to point out a couple things. So I've got a little congestion right now. It's kind of hard for me to breathe in through my nose completely, but you do you. And if you can breathe in through your nose, like it's just like you have that tickle behind your nose. It just opens up when the trapdoor opens, and the air floods in like a vacuum, and then we breathe out. So what helps us do this in sequence is to just hold your hands up like your trapdoor. Breathe out first, and then open the trapdoor and breathe in. And then as we breathe in, we want to feel that that inner tube of muscles all the way around us that is expanding as we breathe in. Just remind yourself of your amoeba self, and then contract as we breathe out. All right, let's get to some singing. This is a how can I keep from singing challenge, right? How can I keep from singing?
Breathing.
How can I keep from breathing? Yeah, well, singing is just breathing with pitch. Ooh, I think that's probably halfway hacked from a quote from The Music Man. But all right, let's go. A nice open loo 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 loo. Loo 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 loo. Switch to low, 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 and try and keep opening back. Low, low, low. And if it's too low, then just go up an octave or drop out. Low, 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 la, 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 la. This is really low. La, la, la. So when we have a la, the L is going to help us or remind ourselves to just let our jaw go, la or law. But a la is actually a lot easier to get that space because it's an ah sound. It's nice and open. It's kind of darker in the back, la, and lo. We have to color it towards a la, law, law. And who can help us? Who can help us do that, Mrs. Pixel?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't know. Today is Halloween. Yeah, this just got weird, didn't it? This is Julia Childs. Welcome, our good friend Julia Childs. My high school choir director, Mr. Robert Sieving, who is also a choir composer. It's something I'll always remember and will always teach, that he just taught us this Julia Childs. If we are having a hard time opening up on a vowel, all you have to do is call in Julia. There's even a checkpoint. I think it's checkpoint 5 in this challenge. It's called find your Julia. And that is just you kind of think high and open, airy, fluty, however you want to think of that. We're just saying, oh, like in Mrs. Doubtfire, hello, you know.
Nice.
But so we have that low. If we're saying low, 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 low. You hear the difference? Then low, low, low. That's like the Minnesotan low. Low, low, low. And now let's go up. Low, low, low. Low, low, low. Low, low, low. Low, low, low. Switch to la. La, la, 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 la. Now, there's another expression I like to attribute quotes, but I can't remember who told me this. Never sing louder than beautiful. And that is an important thing too. When we are trying to sing loud or high or even low, we can tend to start working here a lot more than down here with our diaphragm and that nice connected trapdoor breath we've been practicing. So, resist the temptation to just try and reach a note by going louder. We have to, if there's something out of range, we talked about it already, how we can change the key of a song. But if there's just something you have to hit and it's just, there's no way around it, you gotta work your way up there. We have to really think of the releasing, because if you think of that release, your vocal cords are they're these vibrating little rubber bands in your throat. So we want to release the tension on them, and then be mindful of how we can I don't like the word manipulate. What am I trying to say? How we can coach them? I don't know. That's but how we can engage them, how we can engage our vocal cords in ways that are optimal. And this exercise is for balanced onset. That's exactly what we're talking about. This next one, the words are hung ah, and we're working on. If you've driven a stick shift, you'll probably understand this. If you haven't, learn to drive a stick shift maybe, or look it up on YouTube. But we have a clutch and we have a gas pedal, right? And so we have to release the clutch as we put on the gas. There's an even exchange. And if that's all you get, it's really just an even exchange of air and work, right? So here's our clutch right here, our vocal cords. This is where, like I said, if it starts feeling hot, if it starts feeling like red, burning, whatever, then you're probably overusing it, and you can stall out. You can actually, you want to avoid doing damage to your vocal cords and to your whole instrument. We only get one. So
Your shower and you trying to find that right temperature. You're like, it's too hot, it's too cold. That's right.
oh my gosh,
For those of
you
you
are
that-
like the people's metaphor creator. I love this.
Just trying to
No,
help.
that's exactly it. No, that's a balanced onset. That's exactly it. So we have to have that even exchange. It's like hot and cold. The even exchange of hot and cold water is going to get it's like the baby bear. It's the Goldilocks effect of like just right. So in order to do that, we have to, if we're thinking this is our clutch and our air is our gas, then we have that balanced onset. Stalling the car is, or like, I guess scalding yourself in the shower is going to be, this, it's a glottal. So it's going to be like a lot of air trying to go out. You're just not engaged here. And it's going to be like, gah, hunga, gah, gah. That's the glottal. Even the word glottal has onomatopoeia. Glottal. There's
That's when
just
the
a
water
lot.
got really hot.
That's when the water got really hot and there's a scream. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a really intense sound. It's like a lot of air. It's kind of clunky. So we want that even exchange, a balanced onset where we're going from the hung, hung, right? Instead of hung ga. Or here's the other side. If you just like have the clutch not engaged at all, and it's just like you're just revving the gas, then you've got like the hung ha. It's just like no engagement, a lot of air coming out. It gets very breathy. So a balanced onset, we're going to have the ability to start the breath the most optimal and efficient manner. So instead of talking about it, let's do it. Hung. I like to think of it kind of like opening like a flower or blossoming. That's just how my metaphor works. Hung. 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 So we're really thinking the back to the front. The nga. Nga. Hung. 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 Same exercise going down. So right where we ended, that's like an E flat. Sopranos and tenors, if you know your voice part, that's probably maybe right around your passaggio, your break, where you just have to kind of work on with exercises like this to feel that connection. It's the same thing as like that amoeba. We just have to sequence our way through the connection, find where it's getting stuck, and then work on sequencing through it. So same thing going down for our altos and basses. Hung. Hung. I'm gonna start messing with you. Hung. You gotta watch me. Hung. Who knows where the onset's gonna be? Hung. 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 And vocal health. I'm gonna stay hydrated. Mrs. Pixel, what was your take on that? Like, what was the experience like?
Ooh, I think this time around, I was really getting it. I don't know if it was because we got so into the description of like finding that just that right sweet spot. It just clicked for me, and I really was able to get that transference. So feeling it, not just doing it, but I was really
Feeling it.
feeling it.
Yeah. There's got to be some kind of connection to like a Nike phrase, like don't just do it, feel it. I don't know. We'll work on that. We're also working on a whole t-shirt line coming from this very challenge. All right, so let's do one more. We haven't hit this in a couple days, and I don't want to let it get like out of practice. So this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exercise. Shout out Bonnie Nelson from Sock Center, who I got the pleasure of teaching with her and Miss V for a year. It was just such a delight. But here it is. I'll do the whole thing, and then we'll kind of break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not too hard, right?
No.
1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a little harder, isn't it?
Lyrical genius.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just breaking it down a little bit. I like to think of it like we're going up the ladder and we're going down the ladder. And then we're going to jump up and then work our way down. And then we're going to jump back up And then same thing as the second time. And then we change everything. 1, 5, 3, 5, and then 6, 7, 8.
You have no idea what that does to the squirrel in my brain. It's really just chaos.
Oh, okay. Well, let's.
I mean,
we
I'm
need-
struggling over here big time.
we need to write a song about this squirrel. This is an advanced little squirrel. All right, so we'll start slow, but we're gonna pick up some speed and be ready. Go chase the squirrel. Chase that squirrel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5. I said we're gonna start slow. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a little faster. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Awesome.
Yay, we did it. Okay. All right. Cut it out.
Ah,
All right, let's do a little. How much time do you have? Do you still have like a couple minutes?
for sure. Yeah, I got some time.
This
Yeah.
is, we're verging on our hour and a half one again. That's okay. I mean, it's content is content, right?
Yeah, you never know what.
Well, we got a little existential on this one. It was great.
We
It
did.
was, yeah. All right. So let's look at the trials of a pair. Speaking of existential, let's talk about Job. Oh, I went there. All right. So trials of a pair. Let me just kind of give some of these. Can you talk a little bit about what we've found so far in Laban and just review with folks? I'll put the little thingamadoodle up. What is it called? A chart. The effort chart. And if you could just kind of review, because I want to just type these into chat so we can see all of the lyrics at the same time. So
All right. Yes,
yeah.
I will do my darndest.
You
to,
got this. I believe in you.
I'm, just learning this over the course of this challenge, the Laban technique, and I'm finding the value in it because it does really put your whole personality, and it brings your physicality and kind of marries the two because frequency is memory also in your body.
Whoa.
So I think the Laban technique is a great way to train your brain to wrap your head around these concepts and plant you right into the center of the music that you're trying to convey, in this form of deeply personal, outer connection. So you're taking that inwards and going outwards through bringing the two sides together, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I love you're going for like pear and tree and agriculture and growing metaphors. I love it. I'm here for it.
Well, that's been how it's been for me growing in this process. This challenge has been a huge growth spurt for me. Dan.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. That is so cool. I am trying to get the chart up. I just reorganized my desktop though because I was getting intimidated and overwhelmed by it. So, have you ever made a folder on your desktop and called it cleanup? Be
uh
honest. Be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Okay.
back in the
So,
day. It's a while since I've
yes.
done
So if I oh yeah, I did it yesterday.
that.
So I'm just trying to find it. But yeah. So do you remember this is like retrieval practice. This is a good test for you. Do you remember the 8 different efforts we've been talking about?
Oh,
I bet you
so
do.
the physical efforts.
Yeah, the efforts. I found it, so I can put it up as
Yeah,
just
please do.
to test your memory.
That's
So,
uh,
but let's see what you got first.
push, flick, glide, float. Those are the easy ones. That I can remember. Oh, a ring, um, dab, slash, and punch.
Yeah, I think you got them all.
Yay.
So, yeah, here is if you want to just kind of wax poetic on that for a little bit. I'm just finishing typing these first lyrics. Um, but yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
So, as you can see on this beautiful chart, each word describing a fluid motion, and then you want to work that out in the physical. So, actually doing this motion and applying it with your word, um, a word that you're trying to connect with. So, how does that feel? How does your body react to the word? Is what you're looking for.
Yeah,
So through practicing the different physical expressions, you're practicing the emotional expression of that word also.
exactly. And so what I just put on the screen is what we started with. Life as a parent ain't sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, rolling with the seasons slow, feeling every wind that blows. So what do you remember about what we did as far as trying each of these movements with this lyric? Can you kind of
Yeah, what I remember mostly is that I could find at least 2 words it seemed to fit, the expression of a word
mhm.
at a time. So I it's not as easy as it may sound, and you know, sometimes, like, picking that right tweak of the physical, it just sort of playing around with it, maybe you don't land on any one particular thing, but you kinda have 2 references, and that's kind of, something to think about. So, just
Yeah.
for me,
No,
that's where I struggled with it. If you could even say that I struggled, that, you know, hard I can't just pick one. That's hard, but
that it is. And yeah, and so that was really well explained that sometimes this whole system of Laban that we're studying and investigating, and these 8 what seem like simple words can really bring our full body into these. And so what we did on the very first time, this was maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, we just took the words life as a parent sweet. So the first phrase of the first verse, life as a parent sweet. And then we were trying, we identified first the phrasal destination. Is it, are we really it's like arriving there and then it's a downhill, like life as a pair ain't sweet, and that could be like a punch and then a glide. Life as a pair ain't sweet. And we're just talking we're just talking the lyrics. Or is it like life as a pair ain't sweet? I think that's kind of where we ended, right? We were like a punch glide or a
Mhm.
slash
I think
glide.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what Mrs. Pixel was talking about. Like sometimes a couple different things feel good. You're definitely going to be able to identify the things that don't feel good, and don't feel like this is not the story that I'm trying to tell. This is not the emotion I want to bring into this. But now we're kind of moving out into the entire first verse. So maybe we just start with that since we already did that work of I think it was slash, right? Life as a pair ain't sweet. Right? Is that Am I remembering that right? Does that? Oh, first of all, different days can have different emotions, right? We're not uni-emotional. So you
Yeah.
could have woken up today and said, "I am not feeling a slash right now. I'm feeling a punch." I just punched my microphone. Sorry. Or I'm not feeling a punch right now. I'm feeling like life as a pear ain't sweet. That's like a dab and a float. So yeah, actually, let's just go through the word pair because you're the pairs, and let's just give an example for context because we got 40 people here now, which is awesome.
Whoa.
And I know, like we're gaining steam. But we're gonna just show what these look like on the word pair, so that as you're doing your own song, remember this. The whole point of doing this is so that you can apply this different technique and different way of exploring emotions to your song. So the word pair might look like this. As a punch, it's heavy, direct, quick, and bound. We've got these different dualities or binary codes, I call them, in each of the elements: weight, space, time, and flow. So like a punch is going to have a heavy weight, boom, it's going to be very direct, and it's going to be quick, and it's going to be bound, right? So if we were to take a press on the word pair, it's going to be heavy, direct, and slow and bound. So we're just kind of changing one little element. A slash is going to be heavy, direct, quick, and bound. Or sorry, heavy, indirect, my bad. So we have this like slash, 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 we're just like, we don't know exactly where we're going. We know where it's initiating. So everybody try these on the word pair. Pair.
Pear.
Pair.
Fruit Ninja.
Pair. Yeah, Fruit Ninja. That's what we're talking about. Fruit Ninja. 8 times combo. Yeah. All right. And then we have pair. This one is like heartbreaking. I always think like Adagio for Strings by Barber, right? Yeah. So it's heavy, it's indirect, it's slow, and it's bound. And think of indirect in every part of it. And that's where we're talking about. This is where Bartenieff and Laban really connect, that initiation. Are you initiating that ring with like your finger or your wrist? Or maybe like, what is it like to wring out your leg? What is it like to wring out your neck? Well, yeah, let's not talk about wringing people's necks. Like yeah, that's,
We love that.
yeah.
Halloween, but
Right. Now I can't stop thinking. Anyway, a ring is going to be heavy and indirect and slow and bound. So we have pair. This is where we're like juicing the pear. Pair, right? That one doesn't feel great to me. That's not how I think of pairs. I think of like pair. Fruit Ninja. I also like the dab. Pair.
Life is a pear.
What now initiation? What if you dab with your nose like pair? Or dab with your chin. Pair. Dab with your shoulder. Pair. That's a shrug, right? Pair. Pair.
Wow.
So now, yeah, we're not just doing things with our arms. It's the easiest way on a live stream to show people. But what is it like to dab with your big toe? Pair. That's actually kind of fun. Pair. Right? Glide is going to be light, indirect, slow, and free. So a glide is going to be pair. It's like, I'm just a pair. Right? And you can go in different directions. Pair. That's a glide. Anything. Can you glide with your ear? Pair.
Oh, I like that.
Some of these just make you laugh because it's funny. That's a coping mechanism. But it gives you these different emotional sensations. And then as you're singing, you're not thinking, where do I put my hands? Where do I put my face? Where do I put my face? I don't know what that was. But you think of, where is this word coming from? What's the story I'm telling? And where is it coming from? What if you glide with your core? Like pair, like that's just, now I feel grounded if I'm gliding with my core because it's light, it's direct, slow, but still free. So I'm opening up. A flick. This is also a fun one for pair. 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 Now, can you flick with your eyeball? I don't know. Pair. Pair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can. I guess you can. Yeah. And then we have a float. This is like that effervescent pear. This is probably like pear cider. We've got pear. You're just kind of floating. Pear. That's light and indirect and slow and free. That's like I am an intoxicated pear. I don't know. So everything is just, where is it sequencing next? I don't know, right? So that is a choice. So now with all of those, I think we decided, not we, this is a you thing. You decided on what? What's your final answer for today? How are you feeling with Life as a Pair Ain't Sweet?
Oh, my final answer for today was going to be Life is a punch.
Okay, life.
Um,
I'm gonna try not to punch my microphone.
Life as
Life.
a pair, as a ring.
Oh, life as a pair ain't. Then what?
Sweet. So sweet being a glide.
That's kind of what I remember. I like this ring to a glide.
Right.
Life as a pair ain't sweet. And so now getting to why we're even doing all this goofiness, this low stakes practice, we're gonna go. We were in E minor for this song. Life as a pair ain't sweet. But now we found that G minor is your jam. Life as a pair ain't sweet. So can you just show us a what was it? A punch, ring, glide. Yeah. So try it and sing it. We'll do it like 3 times. And here's the G minor chord. Here's your first note, and just go for it.
Life as a pair ain't sweet.
Good.
Life as a pair ain't sweet.
Good. Okay, one more time.
Life as a pair ain't sweet.
Good. Now, which time? Because I heard different things each time. Which time did
I was doing the motions with
which felt the best? Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So which time felt the best?
Maybe the first time actually.
That's what I thought too, because you opened up on the word sweet, and I really felt that glide. Life as a pair ain't sweet. And we're thinking like if we Julia Childs it, swit, like SWHIT. Life as a pair ain't sweet, and we've got that glide, sweet.
Sweet.
All right, try it again, just with that. Now being conscious of that.
Life as a pair ain't sweet.
Yeah. And then what's the next? How does the next part go? You know it better than I do.
Hanging on a branch. Life as a pair ain't sweet. Hanging on a branch. Oops.
Yeah, hanging on a branch in heat. Something like that. It's like
hanging on a branch in heat.
Yeah, and no. So here's the thing. I need to ask your opinion. I have a thought on it, but do you think it's okay to change the melody a bit in ways that okay, I do too, because that's in a cover. People do that all the time, and we can think of ourselves as doing a cover of this song. So now we've just arrived at this place that no matter what you think about AI, we're all in the same boat that most people think doing a cover of a song is okay, right? And
so cool, love it.
Yeah, right. So we're doing a cover, and so all those rules apply. Where in a cover of a song, we have to take that agency and authority of taking this creation before, learning it, and then making it our own in a way that presents the ideas we want. And the ideas that we want to present the strongest are going to be that emotional content. How do we want the audience to feel? How do we want to connect? There's going to be technical things that help us do that, by learning the notes, the pitches, the rhythms, the articulation of the words, memorizing the lyrics, that kind of thing. It's all very technical work. But then we bring in this emotional side of it where I want people to realize life as a parent ain't sweet. You know, you're just sitting there hanging on a branch in heat. The sun's bearing down on you. You know, it gets really intense. And we're rolling with the seasons that are slow, feeling every wind that blows. And so the reason I asked you that, Mrs. Pixel, is because I actually, as a songwriter, this is one of those kind of AI isms that sometimes pops up, is they like to split infinitives, and they like to have adjectives at the ends of sentences, which is just you know,
Yeah.
and they're it's favoring the rhyme over the syntax and the grammatical structure. So now this is the next question. How free do you think we can be with this arrangement? Is it okay to change some words? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. Low stakes practice, right? So
Mhm.
life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. That's a very emotional sentence. How
Mhm.
can we change this? You know, if we want to go with this, now we're getting into songwriter mode. And you can tell I'm kind of lit up about it. I'm very excited once we get into creativity. We have sweet and heat, and here we have slow and blows. It's very standard, you know, strong, balanced AABB structure. Pat Pattison would call this one super stable. And Pat Pattison is one of my songwriter heroes, and he's got this whole book called Writing Better Lyrics. And it's all about this this duality of stable versus unstable. So something that is stable would be AABB. It's even number of lines. It's rhyme, 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 rhyme. It is, we have very predictable structure. The syllable count. All of these things are very stable. Life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. Now we're just going to take a step back, and if we want it to end with this da 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 oh. Feeling every wind that blows. How would you fill in that that third line? Rolling with the seasons slow, feeling every wind that blows. And just imagine that you can have you can make any change you want. We're going to give ourselves permission because I think we can.
Maybe take out the word slow for starters.
Okay, yeah, slow. Yeah, so what else? Now, oh boy, are we ever going off the rails today? This is exciting stuff. Let's go to Rhyme Zone, because that is, as we get into songwriting, and here I have to think. I think I have to show this one. Yeah, we get into songwriting. It's like the tool of all tools, a rhyming dictionary, and Rhyme Zone is a really great rhyming dictionary that is online. Okay, I'm like, I said replace share. Come on. I think I'm breaking Google Chrome right now. All right, can you see Rhyme Zone?
No.
You can't.
No.
Can you now?
No. Oh, it can.
Okay, good. Yeah, it just it was Chrome is gonna shut me down. All right, so we have our words again are rolling with the season slow, feeling every wind that blows. So the reason we're doing this now and not later is because I really want to make sure that we can get into the emotional content of the final song. And if this is the one line that's kind of bugged me, just as a songwriter. So that's the why. Also, you can see, obviously, I visit Canva a lot based on my metadata that's telling what advertisements it should show me. So the word blows, we're going to try and rhyme with, and we'll just go, the word blow. We've got a lot here. And faux, flow, no is a good one. Mo, snow, schmo. But then I like to look at the 2-syllable words as well. Like aglow might be good. Bestow, that's a little dated. Combo Fruit Ninja combo. Death blow. That's emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Dumb show. Dunno. Game show. Free throw. Ginkgo. Inflow. Wow, there's a lot of these.
Wow.
Primo. Let's look at the 3-syllable words just for funsies. Afterglow. Now that's a kind of cool word. Anthropomorphic pair. Blow by blow. That's actually a nice 3-syllable. Cicero. Domino. Any words jumping out at you?
Well, I mean, glow. I kind of work.
Let it go. Glow. Okay. Let it
Lindsay,
go. Let
but-
it go. Long ago. Mistletoe. I
Uh,
kind of like long ago.
Everglow. There's no Everglow.
Radio. Everglow. Yeah, Everglow is good. To and fro could work. You know, if you're being tossed to and fro. It's a lot to undergo. Being a pair. Now let's just with those in mind, we can look back at our text. Life as a pair ain't sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. So so far we're saying that life's really difficult. It's not sweet. There's that nice pun there. We're hanging on the branch in heat, and that's kind of leveling up. That the function of that phrase is going to say like, here's an example of how it ain't sweet. We're hanging on the branch in heat. And then the concept of this third line we're trying to replace, rolling with the season slow. So like time changes and you're just still there hanging on the branch in heat and you're feeling all the wind that blows. So how can we take that emotional connection to like life? We're saying in this first verse, life is miserable. This sucks. This sucks a lot. And here's why. So that's what we're saying. How can we get that message in that third line? If you don't even have to talk about the seasons, but you can talk about time. You can talk about other things that are just like difficult about being a pair that's hanging on this branch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Imagining all the possibilities.
Imagining all the okay, so maybe like life is passing you by, life is a pair ain't sweet, hanging on the branch in heat. Life is passing me by. And this is where we can also change, we don't have to rhyme with slow or
Right.
blows. So with life, life done passed me by. No, that's that changes everything. Life is a pair ain't sweet, hanging on the branch in heat. Life just passing by.
Yeah, simple kind of. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I mean, because maybe this talking about like time going on without us, it's too much. Yeah, let me stop sharing because it's making Chrome is making my computer cry. All right, so now we've got some things in our mind. Let's talk about if life is passing by. That's where I'll just open it up on my end. I won't share it, but let's look up words, things that rhyme with by, like cry or die. That just got heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's a heavy song. Let's see if we can not make this the 2-hour show. We're getting there though. We're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what happens, folks. Mrs. Pixel says she has kind of a busy day ahead, so this is, of course, the day I decide to go off the rails. Let's see. Bullseye, crane fly, goodbye. Goodbye could work with, life is passing by. It's by and by, but imply, stir fry. We don't want to be in a pair stir fry. Third eye, tie dye. 3-syllable words are great, like beautify, apple pie, pear pie. Like trying to stay away from the pie. Double meaning there. Like I don't want to be the pie or eat the pie. Jellify. That's a cool word. Stay out of the jar and jellify. Magnify, mortify, nullify. Sussify? Qualify is a good one. Shepherd's pie. Spanish fly. fly, and life is passing us by. What if with life just passing by is the fourth one? So we have life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, da 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 da, life just passing by.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't- I don't argue with
trying
that.
hard not to cry
I
with life just passing by. I don't know that we got better though. Like it's still
Yeah.
it's I love that what AI done right is that they kind of raise the stakes. Life as a parent sweet. Well, why isn't it sweet? Well, we're hanging on the branch in heat. Well, why is that not great? Well, I'm rolling with the seasons. It's also going to snow later, and the wind's going to blow. It's really uncomfortable, right? So I like that progression of like it's going life as a parent sweet. Here's why, and this is worse, and this is even worse. Maybe we go in that direction.
Right.
I think we're close to something. It's gonna break, and everyone will hear it, and there will be celebration in the streets, and then we'll stop the live stream.
Right.
We hit it. 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Here we are. Happy Halloween, everyone. We're about to hit our intermission.
This is really owning the song here.
This is yeah, I did not prepare you for this today. I am very excited about
You have ever prepared me for this? Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah. Now you're a songwriter. I mean, raising the stakes, right?
Mhm.
Life as a parent sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. I really like that. Da 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 da. I with life just passing by. I kind of like that progression. What do you think? Like, can we kind of lock that in for the fourth line, and then we're really just working on the third? Or what are you thinking?
Yeah, lock it in.
With life just passing by. Yeah, I mean that does kind of fit that progression of like life sucks. I'm here hanging in heat. Something else happened, and now life is passing me by. All the opportunities. And then it leads into the chorus. Oh, the trials of a pair, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think, what is that thing that rhymes with by? Eternify and money supply. Oh, supply. What joy in short supply? Or something in short supply? What on God's green earth is a vinegar fly? Learning. Sorry, squirrel. Supply. I think supply could work really well. Putrefy. Standby. Like my emotions are on standby. I've got a glass eye. That just got really weird. Why? Like always asking the question, why is life always passing by, or something like that. But now I'm gonna stop talking. So I'll let you work through it in your brain, and then tell me what you want.
Why?
Oh, are you asking? No,
Never knowing why.
Never knowing why. Okay, I like that.
Can you type this?
I am. Yeah. Life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. Never knowing why. Is that I kind of like how that sounds sung. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Never knowing why. We raise the stakes, and now Pat Pattison would say that's unstable. Where the listener is being drawn into the song because we're making a statement, we're saying why, and then we're saying never knowing why. Why what?
Right.
And this will make it stable again. Oh, I can commiserate. Never knowing why. What do pairs want? Now let's get back into the Laban, because Laban is all about these actions aligning with objectives, right? So what as a pair, now I'm getting like Freudian, I guess. What do you want? What is your life quest as a pair?
Well, it's organic growth, right? So freedom, financial freedom, those types of things.
Oh, I love it. Not because we're double triple meanings here. We're talking about the pair community, that financial freedom, that authority over your own financial world, that being able to be it's that DYOR, not do your own research, but determine your own revenue. That kind of thing. So
Right.
what is it? And then that's credit Sarah Serendipitous on X. I think Sarah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well
But
said.
yeah, right. It's a beautiful shift to take that authority. So never knowing why maybe opportunities then are what's passing by, or the world, the world keeps passing by is a little cliche. But I love where this is going. So I think that's great. Like so the question is, what do you want? And then what's standing in your way? What is the challenge? You said, as a pair, I want financial freedom. What is getting in the way?
What's getting in the way is the social construct of my existence here. I don't know.
Wow, the social construct of my experience is passing me by. I'm just kidding.
My mind, because I'm stuck in this tree, and I don't know.
Well, so how can we say? I mean, because you're kind of talking about like opportunities and stuff, but we don't want to. We don't want it to come across as cliche. So how can we kind of turn a phrase? What is passing you by that is making you miss these opportunities? I think we're so close. Life is apparent sweet, hanging, never knowing why.
What is happening right now? Oh my God.
Yeah, well, no, this is called epiphany. Like this is, right, like we're so close to unlocking this first verse, and I didn't expect this either, to be quite honest. There was something in the back of my mind that just said, I really want to do something about this phrase, rolling with the seasons slow. So I'm just gonna. Here's what we have so far.
I can't.
Just to replace. Now let's get rid of that. We've officially gotten rid of that. This is where we're at. Life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, never knowing why.
And if any of our listeners have any suggestions,
ooh, yeah,
I'm really super open to this.
Yeah, I think that's life as a parent, sweet, hanging on a branch in heat. I don't know what the chord is. Never knowing why. I think it goes like to the minor 4. Dun, 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 dun. Never knowing why opportunities pass me by. That's it. The word. Yeah, we can put that in for now, and we can always come back to it. But I think something's got to be passing by. Okay, let's use another online resource. This is, and then we're gonna really close down soon, because I don't want to hit that 2-hour mark. Although, isn't it cool that we have 48 people watching? That's
super cool.
That is cool. I feel like streamer famous right now. So we're gonna. I don't know why I sounded like that. We're gonna look at a thesaurus. Thesaurus.
You're getting nerdy with it. That's why.
Getting nerdy with it. Da, 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 da. I don't want to. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. We can't. Sorry. We can't. We did not pay for the royalties for that, or the rights. The mechanical licensing. Thesaurus. We've got our good friends Merriam and Webster. People are looking. This is interesting. The number one things people use a thesaurus for is beautiful. That makes sense. The second one is Mustang. Okay, but we're gonna look up the word opportunity, and I won't do the screen sharing and everything. I'm just curious what our thesaurus says. Chance, occasion, a way, a juncture, room, break, play, opening, my shot. So that's like, we can go Hamilton on it. I am not throwing away my shot.
Right?
This okay, now what are the barriers again to opportunities? Like, it's because you're just staying still, right? You're just hanging on the branch in heat, and you're not knowing why, like, you can't get moving, right? Like, things are just passing you by, so you can't actually accept the opportunity.
Well, yeah, and it's a little darker than that because the pear is going to end up being digested and put on for sale, put up for sale in the marketplace. So
Oh, yeah. So then if it's a little darker, that's higher stakes. So it's it's not just that an opportunity is passing by; it's that the life is passing by, right? It's not the good life. Maybe it
pear
is
is
the good
trying to
life.
break out of the matrix.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here just in the because it's a nice, simple, like jazzy E minory pentatonic, uh, um, bluesy kind of song.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it make sense to say like the good life, never knowing why the good life's passing by? Or
Mhm.
the sweet
Yeah.
life. We don't want to use the sweet life because life as a
Right,
pear
right,
ain't sweet.
right.
Um, hanging on a branch in heat, never knowing
I
why.
like that.
I
The
like
good
that
life.
better than opportunity. Okay,
Yeah,
never knowing. All right, there we go. See, we did it.
that's
We did
tasty.
it.
I like it.
That's tasty. The tasty life's passing by. Nope, that's backwards. All right, life as a pear ain't sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, never knowing why the good life,
Passes.
the good life passes by, or the good life's passing by.
The
Which
good
one?
life's passing by, I guess.
Passing by.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that, and that's just the music kind of informs that choice. I think it works. That's called
Yeah.
prosody, the way that the music works with the lyric. The good life's passing by. Okay, now I want to hear you sing this, because why not?
Mhm.
So this is the grand finale for today, and thank you, Mrs. Pixel, first of all, for all of your time today. I didn't know we'd get this deep in the first verse of your song,
Right?
but
Mhm.
just to review, as I'm typing this, we started in BandLab talking about how we can change the key of a song, and then we did a whole review of Bartinieff moving into Laban, and now I think we're poised to tomorrow really start arranging the song for your voice. We know we're going to be in G minor. All right, hanging on a branch. I apparently can't type in a high stakes way. In heat, never. But we have time. I mean, you haven't like been distressed yet. Yet, growth mindset.
I mean, the content is just so engaging.
It is.
Right planted in my core here for this.
All right. Life as a pear ain't sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, never knowing why the good life's passing by. I feel good about that. I feel very good about that. And now we got to kind of address one of those AI isms, and we can give our proof of human, and say, hey, that I think we could make this better.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's just hear you sing this. All right, so you just go for it. Life is your first note.
Life,
Yep, go for it.
life as a pear ain't sweet, hanging on a branch in heat, never knowing why the good life's passing by.
Something like that. Yeah, great. Yeah, it felt very free, and it felt like you were really getting into it, and you're kind of
It did.
you're taking charge. You're making waves.
Owning
You're
it.
making ripples.
Putting
There
the
we go.
soul in it here. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, and so I'm gonna screenshot this just so I can actually make a lyric page for you, and we don't have to keep typing it into chat and doing that. But I think that's beautiful. So as we work through the song, if there's other things we need to do like that, we can do it. take the time to do it. I mean, we're here for another 12 days, so we got we got time. I'll try not to make them 2 hours.
Epiphanies. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yes, this is happening. All right. So tomorrow, the goal is we are going to go back into BandLab, take all this work we did with this first verse, and we'll start recording, just getting your vocal in there, and showing how this arrangement doesn't have to be so crazy hard. We're just like making choices. If you can cook, you can compose.
I like that. We're
Yeah.
cooking.
We're cooking with pears. All right, so let's do a real quick wrap up. We do have a challenge going on. That's why we're doing this. I mean, I don't just randomly do hour and 45-minute live streams. I'm talking about pears.
And when you say challenge, you really mean it, because today was like the ultimate challenge.
This was a challenge, yeah. But we really, I think we achieved a lot, and we
Yeah, we
really
did.
kind of turned the corner in making the song your own.
We delivered.
Yeah. And if you'd like to join us in this journey on BandLab, the only way to actually get into the BandLab class is to go to nas.io and /keep singing. You can join the community. I'm going to be updating all the checkpoints in there today, because I'm going to be honest, I haven't been that inspired to do it yet, because right now there's not really anybody past checkpoint 1 except for Mrs. Pixel. So
Check, baby, 1, 2,
2,
3.
check, baby, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, that brings me back to the 90s. Okay, so please join us in this challenge. The official challenge is on nas.io /keep singing. We also have a community on X, formerly Twitter. I know I still have to say that. We'll probably be saying it for about a decade, but it's starting to feel like its own thing, which is really cool. So it's just like, anyway, we'll go there. Rolling with that. So you can join us in the community on X as well. It's on my profile. I'm pretty easy to find on there if you look up my name, which is Dan Roeder. So please join us for that, and you will also get access to the free challenge that gives all this instruction. All of these live streams, especially this nearly 2-hour one we did today, are going to be in that community as well. It's also on YouTube. It's also on Twitch. It's also on LinkedIn. It's also on pretty much anywhere you want to find content like this, video content, because this is us just deciding to show up consistently every day. And we're moving from that low stakes practice to low stakes practice yielding results by showing up. And I can say, honestly, I feel a lot of results already just myself in daily decisions I'm making that I'm thinking again about maintaining vocal health. And, like drinking a lot more water and less coffee is a big change. And then just staying, getting back into running every day. I kind of had like 3 weeks where I was like, I'm so busy like that. I don't have time to run. And I just had to say like, all right, I'm going to show up for myself, and I'm going to show up and get better and better and better, and see, what we can do in 30 days. And so far on day 18, we're already past that like habit mark of doing, showing up for 2 weeks, like we didn't even like get to celebrate that. We're just doing it now. It's practice.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little sad on day 30.
I know.
Yeah, but please do join us. And Mrs. Pixel, thank you for all the extra time, and we will see you tomorrow.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. Join us. And I gotta do our things, trying to get better at this too. So if you would like to support Mrs. Pixel, there is a way, and you can support the whole pair community as well, just by going here and in the chat right here.
Download our new favorite song.
Yes. And then
you know
what's really cool? You can release the cover when we're done with this challenge, and then you can download the updated version featuring Mrs. Pixel in G minor with new lyrics. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Here we go.
I'm so excited. Yep. So there it is, everyone. and pearcoin.xyz. You can see everything about the project right there.
Absolutely. And then if
and-
you would like to support me, this is a tip jar. I'm sharing my green. That's my big green go button right there. If you want to share your green, your growth, or whatever green means to you, I'll accept it. But also, I just want to be better about this too. One of the things that you can do is support just creators in general, and everybody likes merch, right? So I also have a merch store on Launchcart. So I need to start being better about sharing that as well. And you can get there through, it's called Musical Musings. It's musical-musings.launchcart.store. And let me just show you real briefly what it looks like. And I'm super excited about some of the things that I have in there. One of them being the Music for Meditation album I've been working on for a long time, since 2016 is when I went to my friend Jacob. He's an amazing music director and cellist on Broadway. And I toured with him for a little bit while I was touring with Taichi. And I ended up in New York for something else. And I was like, hey, Jacob, are you around? I paid him for 2 hours of his time. And we just improvised this album over the next few months. And it was beautiful. So it's music for meditation. It comes with a whole ebook that I just released this year. And each of those have some really, really cool guided meditations. And I can now start talking about this. I've been working with, there's a creator, Indra Bartona, on X, and she is recording these meditations as well. And so we're doing a project together that is kind of the next level of this book. And so this is, the best way that you can support. Because we're kind of making it a new project, I've got a big cash money sale going on right now. And it's just, the whole album is 15. And then you get the 27-page guided meditation ebook. So
It's a lot of banging, and it's a lot of stunningness. And I've looked through it. I sampled it. I purchased it.
she did purchase it, so thank you. And I purchased your Parasong today live.
Yeah, live.
We're
What?
the creators supporting creators. That's what we do here. And then I don't know why it took me 18 days to even mention it, but in the Launchcart store, I have a whole choir vocal section. And so I've got like these, if you're an alto, tenor, soprano, or bass, I made these little definitions that I think are just hilarious. So like, here's the alto, alto. And I put like this fake IPA under it, International Phonetic Alphabet, alto. Earth Mother, unsung heroes of the choir, delivering warm, soulful notes that can hug your eardrums like a cozy blanket in a chilly evening. So whatever your voice part, I've got these. And shout out to Cassandra Truelove, who I think on the first day after I released this, she bought one, and she's, it made me so happy that, she did that. So, yeah, I love connecting with singers. At the bottom line, I want to build this community of singers celebrating singers. And Mrs. Pixel, I have like less than 7 minutes before we get to 2 hours. So I'm going to cut the broadcast. But thank you again for your time. And I wanted to give you a chance if you have any parting words.
For 2 hours.
Yeah, we're not going 2 hours. No, I want to say, like, because I said I would, I'm not going to do a 2-hour show right now yet. But final thoughts from you, Mrs. Pixel, and then we're going to hit the end button.
This has been really great. And so thank you to everybody, our listeners. You're all a part of this journey that we're on. So come and join us in your joy. And the more the merrier. I can't express it enough.
Amazing. And I have to end just like with the third Julia Childs reference for today. Join us on the journey. Join.